So what I believe to be the biggest issue on these, and it's sad because, you know, you paid $250. I might disappear, I might melt in front of you guys. Player, it's like 95, 105, 125. But what I really gotta talk to you about is why these are a major failure, but that doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't buy them. I know, confusing, right? I'm gonna explain it all. You know, man, flip to the next scene. Today, what we are talking about are the Power Beats Pro. My name is CJ, this is CJ Knows Tech, where I love to talk tech and anything creative. I'm finna tell you why these have been a major failure for me. Yes, I'm not lying. The Power Beats Pro are a major failure. What up, player? So these are the Power Beats Pro. These super hype. I remember when they first dropped. Thus far, as a headphone, these are a great headphone, but there's one thing about them. I'll get into that in a second. First thing I want to talk about is I just want to talk about this headphone in general. So for those of you who are shopping it, you might want to know the scoop. I don't want to just jump into why these aren't working for me. I want to give you the real scoop about these, because just because they're not working for me doesn't mean they won't work for you. And I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, so the biggest thing about these, which made these be considered as a AirPod killer, or the number one alternative to AirPods, the better than AirPods solution, is the fact that they have some isolation as well as they have the hooks. So they're perfect for someone who's active. If you're an active user, if you're gonna be hooping, you're gonna be fitnessing, you're gonna be hitting the weights, you're going to the gym, these are the A1 solution. Y'all saw me in my last video. If you haven't seen, it'll be on the cards. You can check that out. I came out here and I hoop. Now, I didn't have on hooping gear, but I still got the hoop on. Today, I got on hooping gear, but I'm not hooping. You know what I'm saying? Let you see what your boy got. So when it comes to an active user, as well as a user who prefers the, you know, rubber tips and the in ears, like really in there, this is gonna give you that. This is gonna help you on the airplane, but it's not the perfect solution for the airplane. Honestly, noise cancellation would be the ideal way to go. When it comes to sound quality, these are A1. In my last video, I told you I was using these over my AirPods. Because of the isolation, you kind of get more in tune with the sound. So the sound of these is A1. The sound of the AirPods is A1 as well. And also, for those of you who are worrying about these having that signature, just super crazy bassy and subby and all that, these don't have that. These have a good balance of sound. It's not like you're gonna be overly taken over by the low end or anything like that. Battery life, let's talk about battery life. Battery life on these are great. Now, to give you more perspective of how I use my headphones, 4 to 5 hours. These, literally, if they're charged, I take them out of the case. What I do, I leave this in my bag, put them in my ear, and I'm running with them in use for the 4 to 5 hours. Audiobooks, podcasts, a little bit of music, a variety of things. You're able to get up to 24 hours just like the AirPods and so forth. So battery power is no issue. Let's talk about the problem. Dun, dun, dun. Now I want to tell you guys about why these are a no for me. As I said before, there's a listening period of 5 hours of these just nonstop in my ear. So what I believe to be the biggest issue on these, and it's sad because, you know, you paid $250. So the material that's used on the hooks and the material that's used on the inner ear part, I think that's the issue. My issue first came with the fit. At first I was using the larger ones, but over time they got very uncomfortable. And then I went to the smaller ones. The smaller ones, they are a better fit. They work for me a lot better. They are more comfortable. The material I believe has caused my ear and my skin to have a reaction. Now, I'm allergic to cheap material, player. You know what I'm saying? This player gotta have a high end. I can't put cheap metals in my ear. I had issues with that in the past. Gotta be straight up gold. Cheap replica material, that's the problem with these. You would think at $250 they would have put a higher end or a better material on the inner ear part and the hooks, but no. And here's how I know. Where the hooks make contact with my ear, my skin is like extreme. I can feel it right here. Same on the inner of my ear. I literally have to grab some super moisture Eucerin. You know, you got the eczema and all that. I have to put that inside my ear and around the area where the hooks were touching the back of my ear. This is a problem. It's cheap material, and that's sad. You pay $250. Now we all know these companies, they're all about profit margin, and we know how Apple been moving. Gotta get back to that $1 trillion spot that they lost. To degrade the materials and to cause your users to possibly have an issue due to the degraded materials, that's a major fail in my eyes. And it's unfortunate because I'm stuck with these and I can't use them because my skin won't allow me to. So that was just a major failure. Outside of that, these are great headphones, but I just want to send an alert out to some of those who may have skin similar to mine, might have sensitive skin. You may not be able to use cheap materials. Cheap, you feel me? Good quality sound, but cheap materials. That's the saddest part about the Powerbeats Pro. So that's why I labeled this review that the Powerbeats Pro are a major failure. For me, they are. I'm upset. I'm stuck with over $250 expense with no use. So at the end of this, you know what I'm saying, player? Just throw these down. I'm done. Whew.